All right, hey everyone, welcome into another episode of the Spoiler Alert podcast. We totally didn't just get done finishing another episode. That didn't happen
Nope.
10 minutes ago.
Nope. It is the week of the 29th, everybody.
That's the week. That's the week that this is happening, and there's better movies coming out this week than there was last week. So
you got that right.
This episode, we'll go through the usual what's coming out, movie news. And in the spirit of the new Spider-Man movie coming out, we're going to go through some of our favorite animated films. It might be children-based, which I think most of the films growing up were animated. And, probably some in there that are newer for our adult life. Spoiler alert right here. Spider-Man's going to be in there. That was obviously one of my favorite ones, as we've talked about for favorite Marvel movies. But let's just jump right into it. Coming out this week, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Miles Morales catapults across the multiverse where he encounters a team of spider people charged with protecting its very existence. When the heroes clash on how to handle a new threat, Miles must redefine what it means to be a hero. So, insanely excited about this movie. We talked about it in our most anticipated movies for the year. This is a movie that has, at least in my mind, Ty, you tell me if you feel the same here, but for myself, it feels like it has a real chance to be the best of the year and may end up being my first 10 out of 10. Again, I will preface that with I have some bias. I really, really enjoyed the first one. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, so likely some bias there, but the movie The Beat for Spider-Verse is the latest Guardians of the Galaxy. Ty, what about you? How do you feel about this coming out?
Absolutely just read my mind, dude. I was going to say this really seems like it's going to be the best of the year so far, and I was going to say, too, it could easily be a 10 out of 10, and I think it might be. The first one was damn close. And this one's apparently just as good, if not better than the first from what I'm seeing so far. Can't wait, dude.
Yeah, extremely excited. I'm going to be traveling this week, but I may just go to the fucking movies because I'm so excited about this film. And they got an Alamo in Denver, which is my favorite movie theater. So might as well just hit it up.
Hell yeah. I also did see that we got the Sony showcase yesterday. They showed off a bunch of the new Spider-Man 2 game, which has Miles Morales in it.
Absolutely.
That looks awesome too. Hell yeah. Miles Morales is the GOAT. I'm ready for this movie. Seeing it in never mind. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it as soon as I can, and I can't wait.
Absolutely. I don't want to say too much other than I'm insanely excited for this film. There's not much more to say. If you've seen the first one, you kind of know what to expect. Just sounds like on a much larger scale than the original.
Yeah.
Which also seems to be a theme of Marvel movies right now. Everything's going through different universes and shit.
Yeah, but I think this one's doing it better than any of the new actual MCU movies.
Would you say
it's great?
Would you say it's easier to do animated than it is for like a live action one?
I think so, because I think they don't have to nail the acting as much, and they have a lot more to go off of with the comics than they do kind of trying to adapt that. It's harder to adapt, I feel like, to live action.
Fair enough. So that's really the movie of the week that matters. There's two other ones that I'll just mention here. The Boogeyman. This is an adaptation of Stephen King's The Boogeyman, which is a pretty decently old book of his, but they are turning it into a film because that's what they do with every Stephen King film. Looking through the cast here, I don't recognize a ton of people here. The one that I do recognize the most, at least by face, is David. Oh boy.
Yep. I just saw it too.
Das Machayan. Christ. There's always one every episode. I didn't get it last episode because I didn't have to talk that much, but here we are again. He's in quite a few things. A lot of Marvel films, a lot of DC films. He was in The
Yeah,
Dark
yeah. He was in
Knight,
the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. He was in Dune.
Yeah,
He just has a creepy ass face.
he does.
Uh,
He's like he looks like he has someone chained up in his basement, and I think that's not only just because that's how they always cast him. I just think he's got a serial killer face.
yeah, he does, and that's probably very much why he is kind of typecasted.
I don't
He's
think I've ever
almost
seen a
always
picture
a
of him
bad
like
guy.
smiling or happy. He just always looks like he's fucking going through a mental breakdown or something. Oh wait,
Yeah,
here we
he's
go. Here's a picture of him kind of smile. Oh my
smiling.
god, these dude. I have to send you this. Actually, just go to his IMDb page
Uh
and
huh.
go to like the fourth picture
And the
over.
glasses.
Well, no, the one after that, where he's standing with that lady. He's like giving like a crooked smile. He's got dead eyes.
Standing with that lady. Oh God. That was for what is this? Ant-Man 2015. He just
I'm
he
sure
got
he's
the
like a
fucked up
great person and a
sideburns
very
too.
nice guy, but he just looks fucking crazy.
Christ. Yeah, that oh what yeah, I really just remember him from The Dark Knight because he gets the shit kicked out of him
Yeah,
because they think he's the Joker for half a second.
I'm the Joker, baby.
What's up? I love Stephen King. I don't care about this movie.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna see it though. I want to go see it. I don't know. It's not getting terrible reviews, I don't think, surprisingly enough. Um, I'm sure it'll probably drop, but like right now, it's at a well, it's dropping already. 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was at 60.
Ugh.
Uh, maybe we'll have to wait to watch that on our favorite streaming service.
Yeah, whichever one that may be that you pay for.
Yes, that's what I'll do.
The director Rob Savage hasn't done Dick, and that's such a trend that I notice now. You know, we talk about the actors like, oh, look at all these actors in it. Okay, sick. Who's directing it? Oh, they've directed like 4 short films and nothing else. That usually is a pretty good sign of what's to come with the movie because the director have usually most of the control in a film. Doesn't matter. You can cast the best actors, actresses that you want. It's the director's vision, and if his vision sucks, it's not going to be a good film.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. This one probably just run of the mill horror.
Yeah.
Seems like it's kind of going to be in the same boat as all the rest of the movies these days that are horror movies.
And the thing is, Stephen King makes his money, right? He doesn't give a shit. He's like, oh, and that's kind of his deal now. He's like, hey, I have 800 fucking stories that you can turn into a movie. Go ahead and do it. I don't care who does it. It doesn't matter to me at all because I'm still getting paid.
Yep,
So,
got that right.
and then the final one here, SOG, The Book of Ward. This is a documentary. Andre Ward's journey from the streets of Oakland to the International Boxing Hall of Fame, facing an all too familiar series of obstacles, including substance abuse, the loss of a parent, drug dealing, and teen pregnancy. How Ward faced that adversity is what separates him from the rest. Fight after fight, he defied the odds and silenced his critics, and then, guided by faith and devotion, he walked away, choosing his role as a father and a husband over his boxing career. So, Ty, you and I follow the fight game pretty closely, but quite honestly, I've never heard much of Andre Ward.
I've heard the name, but I'm not too familiar with him, other than just hearing the name. I do see that this is coming out on Showtime, which is nice, but yeah, I mean, if neither of us have heard of him, have that many people that aren't diehard boxing fans heard of him? Are people going to watch this?
Probably not, but it's one of those stories that, well, I think they kind of said, and all too familiar. It almost seems like a lot of people kind of have this rugged rags to riches story, and that's what people look for.
Yeah.
But I'm pulling up his wiki here. Let's see what you got here. Amateur highlights. I don't care. Results. Blah, blah, blah. Who has he fought? That matters. Because
I
it
also
sounds
didn't
like
I didn't know that this was a documentary. I thought it was a movie. So my first take was that this was that was my first take because who wanted to watch this movie? But now that I
Sure.
know it's a documentary,
A little more
I'm
interesting.
kind of in. Yeah, I'm kind of in.
He's undefeated. He started boxing 2004.
He's only 39.
He's only 39. He left in 2017.
He went out on top.
Um, I don't know a single person he's boxed.
Wow.
Looking through this,
What weight class? Oh, super middleweight and light heavyweight. Oh, that's
dude, there's
why.
too many weight classes in boxing.
Super
It,
middleweight. Like, come on now.
yeah, so it sounds like he was one of those guys that was on the up
Yeah.
and left before maybe he hit his prime. And that I'm sure that's what the documentary is going to be about. That's what his story is going to be. But he left the game 32-0.
Wow. That is pretty crazy. I At the same time, I wonder if there just wasn't that much competition for him at light heavyweight. You know, if whenever you think about Boston, you think about the lighter weight guys and you think about the heavyweight guys.
Yeah.
Light heavyweight's kind of like right in between there, where I guess even middleweight, but like right in between middleweight and heavyweight, you don't really hear too many people.
Yeah, I'm looking at who he's fought. Sergey Kovalov sounds like a hockey player, honestly. But he was a gold medalist in boxing. He was 35-5, so that's someone. Oh, he fought him twice. Alexander Brand, who, yeah, I don't know. I don't know any of these people. So again, it seems like one of those what could have been stories, you know. Maybe they
Yeah.
don't have they're like, oh, he could have been the next Floyd Mayweather or something like that. And it'll all just be speculation because he left the game before it mattered.
Yeah, I'm way more interested in this documentary after having talked about him for 5 minutes.
Well, there you go.
Sounds way
Convinced me
more
to
interesting
see.
now.
There it went.
And actually, Tay, thankfully, bought a Showtime subscription on our Amazon that I have no idea how to cancel. So I have Showtime at the moment. I have no idea how to cancel it.
It's just keep coming.
I think they got it for that Yellow Jackets show, and I watched that for about 2 episodes and quit giving a shit. So I guess I'm going to watch Andre Ward
There you go.
and get my however many months worth of Showtime out of it.
You know, quite honestly, those premium channels, they do pretty good documentaries. HBO,
That's true.
Showtime.
For sure.
Showtime, I would imagine, has a really good insight into this.
Yeah, they were like the
world
premier boxing. Didn't
exactly,
they do a lot
they're
of
the boxing place. Yeah, they put
Yeah.
on everything.
Hell yeah. Well, good. I completely did a 180 on this.
There you
I
go.
thought it was going to be shitty. I'm
And
interested
I
now.
wasn't even doing a convince me to see. Here we are.
No, but I did. I thought this was going to be like Big George Foreman a month ago.
Yeah.
And who was going to go
that
see
tank,
that? I
that
think
tank's pretty
35
good.
people saw that movie.
Yeah, because they did the wrong move, right? They made it into an actual movie rather than a documentary.
Yeah, it could have been a fucking really like cool, funny documentary if like they talked about how he's beating everybody's ass and then now he flips and sells grills.
Tell me about your grills. Yeah, that's what I care about.
Oh boy,
Hi,
Big George.
Big George, big news, movie news. What do we got?
So we have another one of those new shocking horror fairy tale remake movies here, Cinderella's Curse. It's going to be a gory horror retelling of Cinderella coming soon. It seems like another cash-in attempt on a shocking fairy tale horror movie starring nobody we've ever heard of, and it's produced by nobody we've ever fucking heard of. Sounds very similar to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the worst movie of all time.
Great.
Apparently, it's coming in October 2023, so just in time for Halloween. Apparently, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is the longest Mission Impossible yet, which is cool. 2 hours and 36 minutes long, 10 minutes longer than Fallout. This movie could be 4 hours long, and I'd still go see it. I don't give a shit. They're just great. This is a weird one. Jason Momoa and Matt Berry are going to star in the Minecraft movie. So Matt Berry, who a lot of people might not know, but he plays Laszlo in What We Do in the Shadows. He's absolutely hilarious. So Jared Hess, who directed Napoleon Dynamite of all films, is directing this. Not much else is known. It's expected to release around April 4th in
Didn't
2025.
didn't Rob McElhenney direct the first one?
What We Do in the Shadows, that was Taika
No,
Waititi.
Minecraft.
There's a Minecraft? There's an already Minecraft movie?
I swear there was. Hold on.
Are we thinking Lego?
No. Dude, I swear Rob McElhenney was supposed to direct a Minecraft movie. Maybe he got dumped. Hold on. Rob McElhenney Minecraft. I swear he was supposed to do this. Okay, here he is. Rob McElhenney's $150 million Minecraft movie fell apart after 2.5 years of work. So I'm assuming this is something completely different.
That's like a bummer, actually.
Yeah.
Rob McElhenney's the goat.
Here it is. So he started working on it, and he wanted it to be kind of like a Goonie style adventure. And Mohang, the developer of Minecraft, said no.
This movie's gonna suck.
Yeah.
This movie's gonna suck shit. My cool Minecraft, whatever. I never really got big into it, but I just don't know how they make this work. I don't know how it's gonna be good. They don't. One last thing here. Deadpool 3 has begun filming amid the writer's strike. So, due to the contract the writers have with the studio, actors have to follow the script to the exact letter. So, you can't improvise at all while the strike's going on. So, they're filming it, but who knows if it's going to be the final product yet or not.
Yeah, it's worrisome.
That is crazy. To the T.
To the T. Yeah, it'll end. It has in the past. It takes a little bit of time. But it will end, and I think the right move is to hold off pushing out these movies until after it ends. Just because if you're pushing out a movie just to push out a movie, it's gonna be bad.
Yep. It happens a lot.
Yes, yes, it does. Well, there's not a lot of thought all the time for these films, and they fuck up.
Yeah.
Is that it for the news, Ty?
That is it for the news.
Awesome. All right, then let's jump into our meat portion of this episode where we will discuss our favorite animated movies in the spirit of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Ty, maybe let's just go back to back like we have in the past. Let's do 5. I know I have more than 5 listed here, but that is just in case we have a bit of overlap.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna have a bunch that are the same, but I do have a couple extra too. If we have the same, fuck it, it's fine.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just move on to the next one.
I wonder if I have a couple listed that I wonder to see if you remember. I'm sure you do, but
so I will kick it off. So usually how I do these lists, when we talk about them, I will go to my IMDb ratings where I pretty much rate everything.
Yeah.
And I'll just sort it by the top ones. So I'm gonna kick it off with I won't necessarily say this is my favorite one, but it's one that if it is on, I am 100% watching it. And that is South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. The movie that was up for a fucking Oscar for Best Original Song and lost to friggin' Phil Collins.
Oh, yeah, for Tarzan.
And yeah, exactly. And so, of course, right after that happened, South Park, Trey Parker, Matt Stone made an episode making fun of Phil Collins and how he sucks ass. And so I love those dudes so much. It's a classic movie. I've seen it, no joke, probably over 100 times. Anytime it is on, I will watch it. I've rewatched it multiple days in a row growing up as a child, just because as a child, South Park was something we weren't supposed to be watching as kids. But we watch it, and you got to watch it again because we're children and we want to be, I don't know, adults or some shit. But hilarious. they want to blame Canada for their potty mouths. They go to war with Canada over Terrence and Phillip. It fucking just absolutely fantastic movie. First time you get to see Kenny's face. It's just a classic. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. It is so goddamn funny. And not only is it funny, it's good. You know, people will shit on South Park and, you know, do whatever you want to do because they're like, oh, it's just toilet humor. You damn right it is. But with the movie, it's toilet humor and a good plot and good writing. Like, you can hate on it all you want. It's actually a decent movie, and there's not a ton of arguments around it.
Yeah, not at all. Absolutely. I love this movie too. I remember the first time I saw it, it like blew me away that I was watching a long version of South Park. Just awesome.
And I was so surprised when I saw it on Comedy Central at the time, and it was uncensored.
Yeah, they showed the big old cartoon boobs.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. They can do that after 10 o'clock?
Am I allowed to be watching this right now?
Yeah.
I don't think I am.
Like, this is great. Let's keep watching it.
Yeah. I'm a big fan too. Good movie. Good animated movie.
Absolutely.
And it's one of the only animated movies that's for like adults.
Yeah.
Besides that dog shit, one Seth Rogen did Sausage Party.
Yeah.
After one watch of that, I never want to see it again. It was funny, but it's like I can't imagine watching it again.
That was kind of the end of Seth Rogen, it felt like.
Yeah. One on my list that I know isn't on yours. Despicable Me.
Okay.
It's a solid movie. It gets a lot of hate though for like minion meme culture on the internet. Sure. Like Facebook moms making like shitty quotes with a little angry minion on it and shit. But like I saw this in the theaters whenever it came out in 2010 and actually had a good time. Like,
yeah.
I don't think I've probably watched it since, but and I don't think I saw any of the sequels either, but it's easy to see why this movie spawned such a big franchise. Like the minions are funny as hell. Steve Carell as Gru is funny and hilarious too. Characters are all enjoyable. Just good shit. It's a good animated movie.
Yeah, completely agree. It's fun. It's for children, and it's a really good film in that way. Love Steve Carell. And speaking of Matt Stone, Trey Parker is in the sequel.
I did see that, yeah.
And he did that. They interviewed him. They're like, why'd you do this movie? He's like, I just wanted to make something my daughter could actually watch because of all of its other stuff she's never going to see. But yeah, Despicable Me, great film. I have seen the other ones. They're not quite as good.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a first one, that was the movie I think that might have started to kick DreamWorks back up.
Like Illumination and all that.
Exactly. You get the race with Pixar. And again, I think I said this episodes ago that I think Illumination, DreamWorks, they're now ahead of Pixar.
They did Mario, right?
They did do Mario.
They're killing it. Yeah, they're just killing it. Their movies look great.
For me, I will also go back to children's movies. The one I grew up with, the one that I love the most, speaking of Pixar, the original Toy Story.
Oh yeah, that's my number one right there.
Absolute classic. You know, I go through my ratings on IMDb. I got it locked in, 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
You get Tim Allen, you get Tom Hanks. Just a fantastic movie overall. The animation, you know, this was Pixar's first film.
That's crazy.
And the animation wasn't perfect, but it was new, right?
Yeah.
You know, everything else was usually 2D for the most part, and they were kicking it off with something new. And this was really seeing the birth of Pixar and seeing it come to life. And they did incredible work. Voice acting fantastic, story fantastic. And you know, while this might honestly probably could have made it a couple weeks ago on the franchises that should have stopped list, number one holds a special place in my heart and my mind, and will always be my favorite Pixar film.
Absolutely, you nailed it right on the head right there with that. Me too. It hit right at the perfect time for us. Like this came out right whenever we were fucking young kids.
Yeah, I think we were like 4. I think it came out.
Yeah,
was it 97?
Something like that.
Toy Story 95.
Okay. So I was
You're
like
fucking
one.
young. 2, 3, yeah.
So that literally, yeah, I've been watching it since I've been that old.
Yeah.
People say that people try to say that three is better than the first one, which get the hell out of here with that. I never
Yeah.
saw three, but I just refuse to believe anything could beat the first one.
So 3, I love 3. 2 was a dip down. 3 brought it back up.
Yeah.
3 was what brought it to an end for me. Like
Yeah.
I saw 4 in theaters. It wasn't there. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
3 is where I consider it over. 3 is where Andy's going to college, and it came out the same. Well, I guess a year before we went to college.
Yeah.
And I saw it with my mom and just fucking bawling our eyes out when he's dropping off his toys.
Yeah. And they try to kill the fucking toys.
I'm like, bud, we can't be doing that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I absolutely love 3, but you said it exactly. It does not. You can't compare to the first one.
Yeah. No chance. So
Blue animation was better, but
yeah,
doesn't matter. Yeah.
that's just the times. Getting better with the times for sure. I do want to see 4 though, just because John Wick, Keanu Reeves is in it as a fucking stuntman.
Yeah, he has a little cameo there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
One that I know that we both have is the Iron Giant.
Yes.
And most of my picks are just like a blast of nostalgia, but this one definitely is too.
Dude.
This one, I haven't probably seen this movie in like 15, 20 years even. I don't even know. I can't tell you the last time I watched this, but I need to watch it again because it's so damn good. This is Vin Diesel really in his second biggest role. Because before this, it was just Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
And then we have Vin Diesel as the Iron Giant. And now he's Groot, he's Dom, Toretto. He's got a lot going for him there. But this movie was also sad as fuck, but in a good way. You had like that. It was before its time, I would say.
Yeah, it was a tearjerker,
For sure.
That makes a good film. Honestly, I think a lot of these animated films, these family style movies, that's the point of them. And the Iron Giant, yet another one we grew up with. This was 1999, so we were 6 years old.
Yep.
And it was great. And it's another movie where Vin Diesel uses his amazing voice acting to say like 10 words total, maybe. And
they keep giving him voice work, though. It's crazy.
Great job.
All he's got to do is be like,
Superman.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston in this as well as the mom.
Oh.
And Shooter McGavin as the bad army guy, Kent Mansley.
Nice, dude.
But fantastic movie. It really
Love
is.
that movie. I need to watch it again. I wonder what it's streaming on.
Let's more watch options. No, it wants you to buy it on Prime Video.
I know where to watch it.
Yes, you do. Fantastic movie. I remember getting it on VHS, and they had like the little
it came with the Iron Giant
action figure.
Yes, dude, I had that too.
Yeah, and it was what pissed me off. I was kind of OCD about the case. It was behind the plastic of the VHS case, so you had to like pry open the case and ruin it in order to get the action figure out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? But whatever. I got him out. Love the movie. It's fantastic.
This movie fucking rules. I'm looking at all the pictures of it now, and it is just like amazing. So much nostalgia in this movie.
You know what always blows my mind about quite a few of these movies I saw as a kid, but I'm looking at the Iron Giant right now. It's only an hour 26 minutes. As a kid, these movies felt so much longer.
They really did. And it was just so funny in 1999 they convinced us that somebody's actual name in real life was Hogarth.
Dude, yeah, Hogarth Hughes. what a
wild name, Hogarth.
Hogarth.
That's fucked up.
How many people are actually named that?
Hogarth. I guarantee if you just look up Hogarth, that's all that's going to come up.
Fun fact about Hogarth. He was Stifler's brother in American Pie.
Whoa.
So, there you go, buddy.
When I look up Hogarth, it's just a lot of William Hogarth. Wait a minute. There might be some kind of reason he's named Hogarth.
Here we go. We're getting into the history, folks.
Oh, he's a painter. Never mind. I thought he was going to
Ah,
be some kind
fuck
of.
that kid.
William Hogarth was an English painter, engraver, and pictorial satirist, social critic. Okay, yeah, we get it. Huh.
Yeah, there's probably been like 8 people named that in total.
Hogarth. It's just fun to say.
uh,
I can't quit saying Hogarth now.
oh, it is becoming a more popular name now.
Really?
Yeah, so okay, I'm looking at the I don't know, baby website. So Hogarth name popularity. In 2011, eh, it's still not a lot. 2 out of every million babies were named Hogarth. I bet a lot of kids were named that in the 2000s, though, right?
Oh yeah,
For the
maybe.
Iron Giant, I don't fucking know. What a
I'm
whole
looking at this cast, and everybody's just old as dirt.
yeah, probably dead.
A lot of them, yeah. Except for Vin Diesel and Jennifer Aniston,
Yeah,
and I guess
they'll live
Shooter.
forever. Yeah, Shooter McGavin. We talked about it before, but he's in Simi Valley.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's his dad.
Hogarth.
Oh, Garth. All right, my next one here. We talked about it last episode too because I'm not excited for the live action Lilo and Stitch. Another film that came out during our childhood. This one was I don't know. I just loved it. I love the beach, so that hit with me. I like dogs. Stitch pretended to be a dog, and then again, almost every fucking Disney movie they kill off the parents or at least the mom, and so like that's what the story was here. And what I love about this movie that they kind of point out a bit more now is that um Lilo and Nani, they're like realistic proportions in terms of like being a human. You know, they're not like, oh, I'm some skinny person that's unrealistic or I'm insanely fat, stuff like that. They were realistic human proportions that is admirable for this. But also, like, if you watch this movie now, Ty, and you start looking at things in the background, and someone made a cool case about this on like it was probably a movie detail subreddit or somewhere like that. But like Nani was on her way to becoming a professional surfer.
Oh
And
yeah.
after their parents died, she stopped all that to take care of Lilo. And you're like, fuck. like
Yeah.
that hits pretty damn hard. But this movie, I love it a lot. Stitch is hilarious. I enjoyed the Stitch series as well, where they have to try to collect all of the what were they called? Not inventions, but something. 626 was his name.
Hmm.
But yeah, those were the films I really liked. You had Ving Rhames as Cobra Bubbles, who I think he passed away.
Jeez.
No, he did. He was Marcellus Wallace
Oh, that's
in
right.
Pulp
That's
Fiction.
right.
I think is he dead? I thought he died. No, he's
No,
alive.
He's in Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
He's alive. There's someone else who looks like him and reminds me of him that's dead.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember his name, but anyway, Lilo and Stitch, love it. I actually just watched it earlier this year. We were watching some movie, I can't remember what, and we're like, for some reason, we were talking about Lilo and Stitch. I'm like, you just want to watch Lilo and Stitch? And you're like, yeah. and so we watched that, and it's always a good time. I love every second of that movie, and I will watch it. I don't know, again, anytime it's on.
I haven't watched it in so long, but it is so good. And you're right. Like it's just one that I completely forgot all about in my list. Like, and I'm honestly surprised they haven't done a sequel or anything like that. They did like the series or whatever, but I'm surprised we never got like a Lilo and Stitch 2 or whatever.
I think we might have. I could be wrong, but I feel like there was a Lilo and Stitch 2.
Oh wait, there was. Stitch has a glitch.
Stitch has
This
a glitch, and
says.
it wasn't good.
Is it a
Yeah, because they
movie?
replaced Lilo with Dakota Fanning.
I wonder if this was one of those like direct to DVD movies
It,
from them back in the day.
it was a Disney DVD, but it was also like, remember how Disney Channel used to have like their like Friday movies or some shit? It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Stitch has a glitch.
I don't count it.
Yeah, no. I wonder how they're gonna do like the live action though.
It's gonna be bad, is what it's gonna be.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing's gonna live up to that hype of the first one.
Yeah.
Speaking of this, they should make a live action one of these. It's Shrek, baby.
Hell yeah.
I love Shrek, even though it gets memed to death too. This is another one that's like it hit right at the perfect time for us growing up. And now every time I hear All Star by Smash Mouth, I just think about Shrek busting down the door of his outhouse. You know, it's just another nostalgic one for us. It was funny. We got Mike Myers as Shrek. We got Eddie Murphy as the donkey. It was a fucking banger.
Yeah, it was great. I'll just kind of go off that. I put it in the same category. Shrek 2.
There we go.
I also put that. I personally enjoyed Shrek 2 more than the original. I don't know exactly why that is, but I just did. I think funny. I remember going to birthday parties at South Pike Cinemas time.
Hell yeah! Shout out to it.
And it was for Shrek 2. I had 2 birthday parties in like 2 weeks that went to go see Shrek 2. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go see Shrek again.
I think I actually saw Shrek 2 there with my cousin for his birthday too.
We might have been there at the same time without knowing each other.
That is so random. It is actually so random.
But they're great. Shrek 1 and 2 are great. Also another franchise that should stop because 3 sucked. 4
Yeah, I never saw 3.
Sucked. They're not good. They're not
3 hit right at the time when everything was in 3D. And
exactly.
geez, a 3D Shrek movie, I'm going to pass every time on that. But doesn't take away from how good the first one was.
They had a Shrek 4D ride at Universal Studios, which was pretty fun. But
isn't that when they like shit and piss on you?
yeah, pretty much, yeah. But yeah, Shrek classic. You get all the memes from it. You get the new generation. Like, what the hell? They only know it as memes, and then they'll probably watch the movie and be like, "Oh man, this is shit. No cap." And
yeah,
there's so many like, little retards.
There's so many funny little like cameos and just like little jokes in the Shrek movies too that like you wouldn't even pick up on if you didn't realize. Yeah. Like, good shit. I love the Shrek
adult
movies.
Jokes too.
Yeah.
Like little things that are like, okay, this is for the parents taking their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll fucking go Shrek.
I'm just gonna end my list here with my current favorite animated movie and probably my second favorite animated movie of all time. It's Into the Spider-Verse. It's obvious. We're talking about them just because of the new one coming out, but this is the first one. Into the Spider-Verse. Absolutely fucking crazy how good this movie was. It is. Like the animation on it was like nothing we had ever seen before.
Yeah.
I think it did win the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. As far as I'm concerned, it could have won Best Picture.
Yeah.
Animation, like I said, like anything we've never seen before. And early impressions of the second one are going to be, it's going to be good, if not better than this one. So I can't wait for this second one. But that doesn't take away how much I love the first one. Soundtrack's awesome. Post, we got what's his name? He's dead now. Juice WRLD.
Oh yeah. That
song rules. This movie's just so good. I can't wait any longer to see the second one.
Absolutely. I knew you were going to bring up that one, so I left it off my list, but that's easily on my list as well. Real quick as well, going back to Shrek. Happy birthday, Mike Myers. He turned 60. Shout
out to him. Happy birthday, Mike Myers.
May 25th.
I used to think Mike Myers played Michael Myers just because they were the same name.
Same here.
Nope, he's just the funny guy.
He's just a silly dude. Saturday Night Live. Austin Powers, great dude.
I just saw that was all on Netflix again. I was gonna have to watch them soon.
Oh shit! Absolutely.
International Man of Mystery.
I'll finish mine out here. What is it here? I guess I technically got 2. I'll just quickly run through them. I'm gonna go with Your Name. I talked about it before. This is another one that's kind of more geared towards young adults, I would say. But this is a kind of anime style film. We talked about Suzumi, another film that I was excited for
Yeah.
this year. Your Name was the one that came out before that. Absolutely love that. Unique story. The animation is top notch. Essentially, the story is two teenagers. They keep swapping bodies, and they are miles apart from each other. And they're like, "Why the hell are we swapping bodies?" Kind of like Freaky Friday. And
Uh,
they're trying to figure out who they are. They think it's just a dream at first, but they try to connect with one another. And then, without spoiling anything, things get pretty wild. And when they try to figure out who each other are, fantastic film. One that I believe people were really pissed about getting snubbed for an Oscar for Best Animated Film because it was that good. But being a international film makes it a little more difficult for it to get its place there, sadly.
yeah, for sure.
However, it is sitting at number 82 out of IMDb's top 250 list. So fantastic movie.
That's awesome. I need to watch
again,
it for sure.
let's see where you can stream it. Yeah, they still want you to buy it. You can stream it places.
We know where to watch it.
We know where to watch it. But again, the animation style is kind of similar to well, I don't want to say similar to Spider-Verse, but similar in the sense that it's unique. Vibrant colors, everything kind of pops off the screen. Very, 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 very well animated. I really cannot stress that enough. Other two I'm going to end out here. One that is 100% on my list, and another that I'll just call it a honorable mention. But the one that is 100% on my list, another film I grew up with, one that makes me sad and cry every time I watch it, but I love the film so damn much. That is The Fox and the Hound, 1981.
Oh, banger.
It is a tearjerker. You cannot walk away from this film without crying. I loved it so much. Kurt Russell plays Copper, the dog in the movie, which is hilarious to me because I never would think that. But it's a story about a fox and a hound. Fox is owned by this older woman. Hound is owned by this older gentleman who is training him to hunt. He's supposed to hunt the fox. Instead, they become friends. They grow up. Oh shit! Now I'm hunting my friend from long ago. Just a good story about friendship. And yeah, I can't say it enough. I'm getting sad just thinking about this film.
It is a tear jerker.
It is a tear jerker, but so good of a story is where I guess I'll leave it there.
Absolutely. Such a good movie. That's like right in the time too where animation was like, I still love that style of animation. It's just like so old, but it still looks good. It holds up. That's like I have a couple like ones I just left. They're on my list. I like them, but I didn't want to go too deep into them. But like The Jungle Book, stuff like that. They're all so nostalgic for us too.
Lady and the Tramp
movies. Lady and the Tramp.
101 Dalmatians.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it's like these movies also, funny enough, Fox and the Hound has not been remade. Please, okay, Disney,
Please
I know you're
don't.
listening. Do not.
They can't.
Don't. We don't need that. You
But they
cannot
did
make it as well as it
Book,
was.
too. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Did.
Forgot about that. I didn't watch it.
What's also so wild about looking back at these old films, without looking, hopefully, what decade did 101 Dalmatians come out?
70s?
61 is when it came out. Right?
I was even thought 70s was a stretch. That's crazy.
It's amazing how, but they hold up, right? It's just that story that sticks with you. And you feel like we were shown these films from our grandparents or parents, and you're like, oh yeah, this came out during when we were children. I'll give you another one. What decade for The Lady and the Tramp?
Oh gosh, I feel like that's even older than fucking 101 Dalmatians, but how could it be older than that? I'm going to say, I guess I'll say 60s again.
Another 10 off, 55.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that just blew my mind.
And then I'm going to give you one more classic. Bambi. What decade?
If this came out in the 40s,
You got it.
what?
1942.
That's crazy.
Right. And like these are the versions like when we were shown these films, these are the versions we were seeing. We were not seeing any remake or anything like that. And they still stuck with us. So Disney, that should fucking tell you something. You don't need to keep remaking stuff. Re-release the originals or the classic versions. People are going to take their children to go see them because it's nostalgic, not just for the adults, but they want their children to see the films that they also saw when they were kids.
I just can't believe they knew how to do animation that well in the 40s.
Yeah.
Even the
Let's see,
60s.
let's see if I can pull up an older one. I doubt I can, but I'm curious if I can. Cinderella, what do we got? Okay, Cinderella is older. That is 1950. Snow White. What decade Snow White, Ty?
It's the 30s.
It's the 30s. 1937.
That is crazy.
And while they have, they've gone in and they've touched up some of the animation for when they put it on DVD or some shit like that. But for the most part, it is exactly the same audio. The actual animation that's going on there, other than up in the brightness, fixing some color, stuff like that, that's all the same.
Jeez.
Yeah. Pretty wild stuff. And this also brings me back to that lore episode on these kind of fairy tales about how these stories are even older than that. Some of them track back 800 years.
Dude,
which is absolutely wild.
Snow White is almost 100 years old. The animation on that.
That's pretty wild. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Very wild.
That just blew my mind that those all came out in the 60s, 50s, 40s, and 30s. That just blew my mind.
I got to get this from my grandma, but my grandfather had the original print of Pinocchio in Italian.
Whoa.
From like the 1800s or something like that. I gotta get that from her. I'd love to look at that. I remember seeing it like, this is an old book. Okay, cool. And then I'm like, this is Pinocchio. I'm like, what?
That's awesome.
Absolutely incredible. But again, they hold up. It's weird.
Especially all those old Disney movies like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. And then Ty, I'll finish it out with our boy Adam Sandler in Eight Crazy Nights. One of my favorite Christmas movies, even though it's a Hanukkah movie. I put it on every year on the holidays. People get upset. Me too. But it's so fucking funny.
It is so funny. Yeah.
Classic. Absolutely classic. Watch it. It's great. You can watch it any time of the year.
For sure. That was one of my honorable mentions too. I just haven't watched it in so long, but it is so good.
It's so good. It's on Netflix. It is on Netflix. That's one you can go stream without needing to know where we stream.
You got that right, baby.
Ty, any others you want to add into here? But I'm sure after this week, Spider-Verse will likely be on here.
A Goofy movie. That one also just nostalgic as hell. Eat that sloppy ass pizza. We still don't know if Goofy's a dog or what. Goofy has a dog. Is he a dog? It's kind of fucked up to think about it. Small Soldiers. That's another one. It's not all animated, but there's kind of animation in it. So little action figures. I had those. That was so much fun.
Same.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Another one to throw on around Christmas or Halloween.
Funny enough, I've never seen that one, and people get upset when I say that.
Wow. You know what? I mean, I have, but it's like, it's just been so long that I don't remember the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I couldn't fully put it on my list. I know I like it, but it's just like, I'm not one of those diehard, like, wears a Hot Topic Jack Skellington shirt, beanie.
We had a few of those in high school that I couldn't. That's probably why I never watched it, because I'm like, okay.
That was like their whole personality.
Weird people yeah.
And then Hercules and Mulan. Those also hit right around our childhood too.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you said Hercules. Hercules, When people ask me who my favorite Disney princess is, it's Meg.
Meg. She was great.
She was great. Uh,
What about you? Anything else we didn't talk about?
I feel like I have to throw some more kind of anime types in there just because they don't
Yeah,
always
yeah.
get a ton of recognition. But Spirited Away,
I always hear great things about
you
like
hear a ton about
all
that
the
film.
Ghibli movies, and
Absolutely, he has his own theme park now over in Japan.
that's awesome.
Tickets are like $10 or some shit. We just looked at it.
That's so
Um,
awesome.
but yeah, Spirited Away is fantastic. It's keep an open mind when you watch it because it is weird. Funny enough, the actress that plays the main character at least in the English version is Lilo from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh wow.
But it's good. She kind of runs away and discovers a world that's ran by different spirits. You'll recognize the one spirit. They kind of throw his face over everything. Yeah, that one's really good. The other one by Misagi, Howl's Moving Castle, who Christian
Okay.
Bale plays the main guy in that one for the English version.
Wow, that's awesome.
But yeah, another extremely good movie about a woman. She's cursed by a witch, and she goes to find Hal, who is, I don't know if he's exactly a wizard, but he's some sort of magical dude, and she's hoping to get the curse lifted by him. And Hal is Christian Bale's character.
You're a wizard, Howley.
You're a wizard, Christian Bale.
Had to do it.
But Spirited Away, number 31 on IMDb's top 250.
Wow. I'm gonna have to start watching some of these.
Yeah, and these are films that are I always watch everything in Japanese with subtitles. They just
Gotta.
work so much better. But these films and honestly animes as well, if they're popular enough, it's fine to watch them in English. They're done well enough.
If they get, I was gonna say, if they get like a good enough voice actor, that you
Exactly.
don't even notice the difference.
Like you just threw in Christian Bale, sick.
Yeah. All right. I guess I'm gonna watch it. If you're gonna twist my
Yeah.
arm about it, Christian Bale.
I'll watch you in English. It's okay.
What are we thinking?
I think that's it.
There we
I wanna
go.
watch-
One more episode in the can.
Absolutely. I want to watch The Iron Giant now.
Me too, dude. I haven't watched it in so long. That's gonna get watched this week.
That's a good one. That might be a movie for my plane ride.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, Ty, we'll see you next time.
See you next time.